It's Monday, time to tune in. Granny's on the mic with a cheeky little grin. Talking about terps, tinctures, and trees. Dropping that knowledge like a breeze through the leaves. She's been rolling joints since 73. Knew the about about weed before the PhDs. Now she's here to share what the doctors missed. Every bud she touches got a healing twist. Granny's got the good stuff, yes she do. CBD, THC, and a cup of tea too. Lighten up your mind and your endo system. She's the queen of green, and unforgettable. It's Medical Monday, pull up a chair. Granny Cannabis is always gonna care. From pain relief to feeling blessed, Granny's ganja wisdom is the best. She's not your average cookie baking type, unless that cookie's got canna butter right. Talking tinctures, topicals, RSO, giving out the facts every patient should know. No shame in the game when you're living in pain. Granny's got your back, sunshine or rain. She's the medicine mama with a heart of gold, and every story she tells, pure freedom bold. Granny's got the good stuff.
This production is brought to you by DHBN, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Medical Mondays. If you wondered why I was looking down, I was typing to you in the chat. Today we have Pam Rodriguez coming to visit with us, and she's going to talk to you about her journey with medical marijuana. She's a brilliant artist. She is a fantastic friend, and her family is incredibly talented. Pammy, why don't you come on up, dear?
Hello.
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am doing good. I am doing good. My hair's a little flat, but
Well, you know,
when you're an old granny, you can't have perky hair all the time.
no.
No, it's absolutely true. Absolutely
Yeah.
true. So now we have interviewed your husband before, and your sister-in-law, and your father-in-law.
Yes.
So we know about the musical talent on that side of the family, of your family. But you have hidden talents that, unless someone asks you, you don't necessarily reveal.
No, I'm not really show off,
Well, I would if I were you. If I could paint the way that you paint, I would show off. She is a brilliant painter.
Aw.
And I know you're going to go, oh, but it's true. You have a style that is very distinctive, but yet there's so much you can do with your style. I know a lot of people, the style that they paint can limit what they can create, but your style doesn't do that.
I like to try new stuff. I really, really do. I like to challenge myself, and I can always hear my art teacher kind of talking in the back of my mind, still
Right.
encouraging me after all these years to just keep trying, because I'm not the best at some stuff. Some stuff is really hard.
Some stuff is really hard. Yep. I know that the paintings that I have from you are absolute treasures. You painted the one painting and made my father-in-law cry. And that was incredible. That was incredible for my father-in-law to see the farm painted that way. Was just so beautiful to him. It was incredible. And I can not thank you enough for that moment of getting to share that with him.
You're so welcome. I love the view, and I wanted to paint it.
Well, the view loves you as well. I can definitely say that.
I have your painting right here.
Yes, can you pull it out? And now I can, oh, I love it.
There's a glare.
She painted me in my weed garden last year and it's perfect and I love it. And I can't wait to go pick it up and bring it home. That is a fact. So if you guys get a hold of her on her Etsy shop, or you have a Facebook page, correct?
I have a Facebook page for my photography, which is Loves Photography.
Loves Photography.
And I have an Etsy for paintings and artwork or whatever. I like to do commissions too. Like if you want something painted, let me know. I can hook it up. It might take me a month and a half.
Well,
in a
art
day.
doesn't take 5 minutes.
Right. But I would love to do commissions and, just things that would make people happy. And if I can't paint it, I like to take photography pictures of it.
Now, what I want to talk about right now, since we're in the photography and the art, there was a time in your life due to illness, you lost your vision completely. Can you explain that for us and tell us like the shock? I mean, you had a huge, beautiful event right before that, and then suddenly everything crashed. Can you kind of tell us about that?
Oh, the quick version is right after I had my daughter, I had a headache for like a week, and I just assumed it was allergies because it was right here in the front. And
Right? Or from childbirth, like, your
yeah,
body's weird after.
right. I just had a headache that didn't go away. And one day I woke up and the lights were off. It was lights out, couldn't see. I was really freaking scared. I had my best friend drive me to like just the nearest optometrist.
Yeah.
He looked in there with, their little special things that they can look behind your eyes with. And he was like, I don't want to alarm you, but you need to go to the emergency room right now. I thought I had a brain tumor.
Well, yeah, I would think that. I
I really
honestly,
did. And
yeah,
so
that would be my first assumption as well.
it turned out to be MS, thankfully. I know then I wasn't thankful or grateful in any way for an MS diagnosis. But once we figured out it wasn't a brain tumor, I was really fucking relieved.
Well, yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really relieved. But I was also really, really mad that I had waited this whole time to birth this beautiful child, and now I wasn't going to be able to see her precious face grow up. So I was very mad at the universe, and I didn't want to listen to the doctors and take the drugs, and the shots almost killed me. The MS drugs almost killed me.
The shots.
Yes.
That was basically a form of chemo, correct?
Correct. And I'm still on a form of chemo, but it's in pill form now.
And that is so much better than the actual direct shots, right?
Yes, because those wrecked me. I felt like I got hit by a truck once a week. So it was hard to,
And they were just like, oh, well, this is what it is.
they were insisting that I take this drug, and I didn't want it. And I had to they made me do the infusions and stuff for 3 days in a row, but my sight started to come back.
Okay, so there was some bonus to it with the
Right.
infusions.
As much as I fought it, um, I still did it. I really didn't want to, but
No,
I'm glad I
no.
listened because my vision came back. And because, sometimes you can get stubborn with doctors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I was insisting to this neurologist that if weed or tea did not heal what was wrong with me, I didn't want it.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it was. And then, him and about 15 other white coats came in the room and said, oh no, this is what we're doing if you ever want to see again. So I went through all that in the first year of my child's life. And it was really rough. And when the drugs took me down or the MS tried to take me down, and that was back in 2014,
Right.
if I didn't have cannabis as a crutch to lean on, I don't think I would have been able to get up and move around.
Exactly. You know, you had to have those treatments, even though you didn't want them. It wasn't the natural medicine you wanted, but the natural medicine helped see you through those horrible
Absolutely.
side effects.
Absolutely. I don't think I would have made it if it wasn't for good
Now,
old
did they
Daycare.
try and do the whole take this pill for this side effect and that pill for that side effect?
Yeah, they did, but, I always dig my feet in, dig my heels
And
in.
said, no, I will do
Yeah,
medical cannabis for this.
right. And it's also hard to research things when you can't see.
This is true. This is
So,
true. It's a little easier
yeah,
now with like Alexa and Chat GPT
right,
and all that
right,
sort of thing. Yes.
right.
But
But 12 years ago, I was like, "Hey, somebody read this to me."
exactly.
I need to
Exactly.
know all these side effects, and it's about this thick.
Right. And that's where your family came into play with your sister, your best friend,
Yes,
Rocky, reading all
absolutely.
the side effects. And for Rocky, knowing that you've been such a strong driving force in his life and in his career, that just had to just slay him.
I think it hit him pretty hard. Um,
I mean, I can't imagine my spouse, my rock, all of a sudden, wow, to have this beautiful child, and then all of a sudden, this future just feels like it's yanked out right from under you.
right. I didn't know what
And
was gonna
to be
happen.
the husband would be a very helpless feeling
Yes, he did come
because
and lay in my hospital bed quite a bit,
good.
which was really sweet,
That's really sweet.
but I was like, "Go home and check on the baby." Like, you
Right?
can't leave her with your parents, like, for days,
Right. And,
but
like looking at it from a spouse's position, that would be so much because he wanted to be there, be the strong one for you, be able to fix things for you. And that was just ripped right away from him.
and it was something he could never fix.
Exactly. And so then here he is, and he wants to take care of baby and he wants to take care of you all at the same time. But
Yeah. Yeah, it was
so
rough.
medical marijuana probably helped him with the anxiety of that.
Absolutely. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, we were able to sit and, like, laugh about it, I'd be like, "Well, now I don't have to watch you get old and ugly, I guess." You know? I tried to find the bright side of it, and I think it helped both of us. It really, really did. I can't even I don't even know how I've made it this far without it. Like, cause now I'm doing good on the drugs and on the blue pill.
Right.
I don't wanna advertise for them or anything, but,
No, no, no.
um
Well, pretend it's Viagra.
right. If that's what it is, that's what it is. It helps. Don't judge. But yeah, I I don't even know if I could be a sensible parent if it wasn't for medical cannabis, and I'm lucky enough to have a neurologist that if I can work my magic, I'll get her on board with my dispensary. Um, because she's great. She recommends certain strains for pains, and
There, right there. That
she's
is
the best.
so difficult to find.
She is the best, and it took me about 5 neurologists to get there.
Oh, excuse me. And I know in Michigan, neurologists are very difficult to find depending on where you are in the state. And you often have to travel, I mean, for hours to
Yes,
get to a good neurologist.
this is true. Yes.
And so you had the travel, you had so much on your plate, just even in the beginning, trying to figure this out.
Right.
I can't even.
And a brand new baby.
And a brand new baby. Just the amount of stress of it, the stress of it alone without having the diagnosis of the MS and where are we going to go from here? Whew. That's so. I've had my challenges, but I don't know how I would have done with that. There's so much inside you that just kind of wants to fold in on itself in that situation. Where did you draw your strength from?
Rocky's a good coach. He's a very good motivator, and he's not a quitter, and he's loud.
This
So,
is true.
it's also hard to lay in bed and be depressed when there's a whole band playing in the basement, you know? And most of it was just I wanted to enjoy every minute of my child's life, every single little thing. Even if I couldn't see her, I could hear her and we could sing. And thank goodness for audiobooks. And thank goodness for all the Disney movies and show tunes I just have stored up here for no apparent reason. Ooh,
I am just picturing you closing your eyes and singing Little Mermaid songs to your daughter.
Yeah. Yep. I did what I had to do. And it was a struggle.
Now, do you think that some of that determination comes from what you went through in your early years? I know that at one point you had been in foster care as a teenager.
Yes.
And you were one of the first people ever in the state of Michigan to get emancipated from foster care.
Yes, I emancipated myself. I got a lawyer at 17 and said, I am done with the system. Y'all have failed me. And I left. I went and got my own apartment, even though it wasn't legal. I wasn't 18 and I couldn't sign a lease, but I talked that guy into it, whole lot of
Right.
please, please.
I'm
And
like, dude.
yes, and I can't even believe how easy it was, to be honest. It worked out smashingly for me.
Smashingly. I love it. I just, when I first heard about you emancipating yourself from the state itself,
Yes.
blew my mind.
Yes. Because I was a ward of the state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for someone to go, oh, just no, we're not going to do this way. I'm going to be myself and you're not going to tell me no. I don't know where you went. There we go.
Oh, hi.
Hi. To me, that strength, I think that carried on through. It was just something in you that helped you carry on through. And when you hit the other difficulties, you had all this strength that you knew you had, but maybe not everybody else did.
I know. I mean, when people have no other choice, they do what they have to do, So I don't feel like a superhero or extra strong or, like, oh, my determination. It sucked every minute of the way. And I hated it. And I cussed a lot. And,
But that's part of why from my point of view, that's part of why you're so strong. Because you're honest about it. It fucking sucked. It bit you right in the ass and screwed up your world. And yet, instead of caving in and giving up, you said, no, this isn't the end of my story. This isn't going to be how it goes for me.
No.
I'm going to change it just like I changed this or just like I changed that situation.
I feel like maybe I've accomplished most of my goals in life strictly from spite. More than
that's not necessarily a bad thing. Spite can be strengthening. I can see that.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Now it looks like we should be any second now having a 420 song.
Ooh, all right.
Time for a little break and a little smoke.
Wake and bake, I sip my coffee, twisting herb, that's my hobby. Can I kick it? Can I party? Me, my natives, get it started. Touchdown switch, I hit the target. Harvest, sowing, painting, drawing. Make this money, split them profits. What I do, I know she wants it. Live my life, they reading comments. Moving silent, stacking comments. Numbers talking, I know they watching. I stay dreaming while I'm conscious. Seal for drip with the otter. Rose gold chain with the copper. Ravens, eagles, cling it hotter. Whales and wolves is wild style. I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be. I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be. Hey, hit or miss, this my hobby, smoking choke, this that chronic, wish you could be in this party, all my natives getting started, I stay woke, like the prophet, spoken word, let's see who follows, clink at Haida, who could've thought though, like who would've thought though, I'm that native, really rep it, we go big, this ain't Texas, check the rap, she ask who next is, Grizz and native, stay invested, fish and moose, we stay ingested, manifest without a question, changing life around the nations, through our music, through our message, I'm that native, sip my coffee, all the haters get up off me, life is sweet, just like toffee, can I kick it, can I party, I'ma do me, that's regardless, see the hats and leather boots, see the trees and spruce roots, check our names, we chiefs too. I got a letter that was sent from me, I get high, it always feels good to be. I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be.
All the memories that you sent to me, I get high. Remember how good to be.
The goat.
Goat 20. We had to throw the goat in there.
I haven't seen the goat in a long time, actually.
It's been a while. Yes, we still have the goat, guys. We still do goat 20 in my house. Trust me. The goat gets plenty of squeezins.
I love that the goat actually had a photo shoot at my house.
It's true. It is true. The goat had a photo shoot at your house with your favorite coffee cup.
Oh, that was awesome.
Next time I have to get you and the coffee cup and the goat. All three of you.
Yes, we should all be in the same room.
Yes, it would be good. It would be very good.
That would be great.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to ask is, did the photography start before the blindness?
Yes.
When did that start for you, your photography?
In high school.
Really?
I worked for a grumpy old photographer man who taught me all kinds of cool stuff. He just was not pleasant. But
sometimes the older artists are a little crabby.
I learned so much from this man though. And that's kind of what gave me the bug because I was in high school taking art classes. Shout out to Mr. Mahaffey, my art teacher. Still love you. He told me that because I was getting frustrated with certain techniques and things that I couldn't do in
Right.
art. And my art teacher thankfully said, why don't you try something like photography or design? And I tried both and ended up getting a job right during high school, working for the photography. I'd go to weddings and I'd hold up the light pole, and all that awkward stuff.
But while you're doing the assisting, you're learning.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
And
best assistants learn. The bad ones just go, what?
Exactly. And so I graduated high school in 95 and I went down the way. There was a girl that I didn't like that worked at Sears. So I went to Olin Mills and I got a job at Olin Mills doing the photography shots and everything.
But like the senior photos and all that kind of stuff.
The glamour shots.
Oh, the glamour shots. That was a very 90s, early 2000s kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I did so many I wrapped so many little grandmas in feather boas and hot pink eyeshadow. I mean, it was fun.
That would be so much fun. So much fun.
And it paid for my senior pictures and my rent.
There you go.
Shout out to the girl we hated.
That's right, man. She got you in a whole other direction. So good for her.
She's actually a really amazing photographer. And I've let her do some of my pinup photos.
Okay, well then she's all right now. But she still sent you in the right direction by being a butt munch. It's all good.
Out of spite. Decided to work at Olin Mills.
That's adorable. What is the best advice you could give someone just starting out in photography?
You don't need the best camera in the world. I have
megapixels are only so you can blow it up into a bigger size. You don't need 23 megapixels for every picture you take.
And some phones take amazing pictures. Like the more iPhones started to come out, I thought, oh my God, I'm out of a job. Nobody's going to want portraits when you can take it on your iPhone.
Right. And then Samsung came out with it even better than some of the iPhone. Like they really, you're right.
Well, people still want portraits and physical photos. And not to be depressing or morbid, but when we are all gone, photos are all we have left of the
It's true.
And I feel like I cannot stress enough, photos are important. Doesn't matter what camera you have. I have a little tiny little Canon Sure Shot that takes the most amazing pictures of the moon. It doesn't have to be a $2,000 camera. It's whatever you feel in your heart, try to get it on film.
You know what? I like that. I like that a lot. And never stop taking pictures.
Never.
Somebody once told me that when you're doing digital and you're first learning with digital, out of every 10 shots, you'll have one keeper.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, no, really. Yeah. Especially with digital, you will have 10 shots and you'll go through all 10 and you'll go, ooh, this one right here.
Yep.
That's the essence of everything.
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. And
it's true.
Yep. But Gypsy's in there going, yep, it's true.
Yep.
And she does some amazing work. Her work in Florida has been inspirational to me, especially.
I've seen some of Gypsy's pictures and oh my God.
Yeah. I keep telling her calendar, like the same sort of stuff I tell you. Calendar, just like do the thing, girl.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Put it out there. Put it out there. I would love to see you do a calendar. Maybe we can do a weed calendar together.
That would be cool. I've been like asking the community firemen to do a calendar, but they're shy.
They're volunteers too, aren't they?
Some of them are, yeah. But I was like, come on, please.
Like, just you can have your girlfriends, your wives there, you
Right.
know,
Right. We call it
like
boudoir.
Gypsy, you're very welcome, sweetheart, and it's very true. Now, Rich, I know some of the people that are in the chat right now. Rich has been working on his photography. Sharon's been working on her photography.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it has been amazing for me to see with cell phones being available and those cameras being available to more people are getting in touch with that. I artistic, yes, but I think there's a peacefulness
Yes.
in photography, especially nature photography.
Absolutely.
The stillness of a sunset, the power of storm clouds covering
Right.
the sky.
I love photos of lightning or volcanoes,
Right.
stuff like that. I love that stuff.
So I think with the cameras on the phones being so much more prevalent than they were before, and let's be honest, for a lot of people, cannabis is very creative. It helps your creativity.
100%.
So if you're sitting there at sunset and you're smoking a joint and you're hanging out and you see something, and please tell me I'm not the only person that does this, but something will catch my eye and I'm like, oh, I grab my phone. I'm like, I got to get this.
Absolutely. I take
Yeah.
pictures of that moment in time, and if it's absolutely amazing and stunning and life-changing of a moment or a sunset, I have to paint it. Rabbits. Rabbits are fun to paint.
Summer. I love Summer. Her man will donate his dad bod
I love
for
a good dad
pictures.
bod.
There you go.
Dad bod. I love doing boudoir. It is so much fun, and I can make any man look like a majestic king.
Say that again. What did you just call it?
Boudoir.
Oh, I've never heard boudoir before, but I really like that.
Yeah.
I think more men need to take those handsome,
Yeah.
your man photos for their wives.
I think they should too.
And if they need to smoke a little before they go, then
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had so much fun doing those, I can't even express them. I couldn't send you any of those photos, unfortunately.
boudoir.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I love it, love it, love it. In the audience, we have Summer Parker from our Patients for Safe Access show. Just got to give her a shout out.
Hey,
And
Summer.
I want to interview you, Summer. There, sorry, I had to get that out of my
I'm
mouth.
Dr. Ready.
Okay, so some more stuff that I do want to ask you about with the cannabis. I know recently in this last year, you have discovered RSO.
I have.
So I'm kind of wondering for you with the MS, the benefits of RSO versus just the smoke. Is there a difference? And what's the difference in what it does for you if there is one?
There is a difference, because it's so concentrated, it's like concentrated orange juice, and
Yeah,
then when
you don't
water
just
it
want to
down or
suck that
whatever.
whole icicle down when it comes out of the
Right, that's a bit much. I like RSO, and I'm old school. I love flower, and I don't want anything else. I'm wary of gummies. I'm like, I
You
make
don't,
edibles, but I don't ever like take them. I'm not into the edibles. I just I don't like it. I'd rather eat a whole cookie. Don't tell me to eat half a cookie. I am not half a cookie kind of girl.
exactly. Having to eat half a cookie just seems like you're teasing somebody.
That's just wrong.
I know I have a paralyzed stomach, so I could probably only eat half a cookie. But still, there's
I
gonna
want
be
the whole cookie.
it's that girl inside me that wants the whole damn cookie that's gonna try.
Exactly,
They
exactly.
were not the only ones. Everybody wants the whole cookie.
Thank you. Thank you. So what I like about RSO is um it gets right to the chase. It's like instead of drinking beers all night, have a shot, a whiskey. Why don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not advocating drinking, but the concentrated RSO is, I found, really, really good on chocolate.
Yes. Yes.
Really, really good on Reese's cups, the little tiny Reese's cups. I
And
like
the
the
junior
Reese's
mints,
thing.
you can just shove that little bit inside the little junior mint, pop it. It's amazing.
Yes. I was gifted with a junior mint RSO, and I slept like a freaking baby that night. It was great. And I didn't have to cough and cough and cough and cough and cough because I smoked 14 joints. It just got right to it. And it wasn't like a dab, like it's not heating up your
Not that
lungs.
harsh that makes you,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You've seen me try to dab. It wasn't pretty.
It was not pretty.
I mean, my
I was
God.
like, oh no, don't make her do it again.
No, it was bad. It was really bad. And I couldn't even explain myself properly because the dabs it's too much.
It was too much. It was too much.
So I like the RSO because it's a very small amount. You can put it on a whole cookie, the whole
That's
damn
right.
cookie.
You
The
can put it on the whole cookie.
You can have the whole thing. Just pop it right in there and boom. Yep. And sometimes if I'm in a lot of pain, I don't want to mess around rolling.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to clean out my bowl so I get a nice smooth, you know what I mean? It's just
I do
sometimes
actually.
I'm
I
just
I
like going
do.
straight for the RSO tonight so that I can be pain free.
Exactly. Yes.
I use it strictly for nighttime. I do more flower during the day and RSO for night.
Feel like you have more control. You can keep it a little more balanced that way.
Well, I have a lot of running around to do during the day and I don't want to be like half asleep.
Yes, yes. I am 100% behind that. And I
I want
know
the pain relief, but I don't need to take a nap.
right. So I've Mary, you're going to be trying it soon, I promise you.
Oh, Mary.
Trust me.
It's worth the wait. It's worth the
It
wait.
is. And when, yes. So, yes. Yes. Driving on. Hi, Miss. Oh, Miss Carrie is watching us while she's mushroom hunting. I love her.
I found my first mushrooms today.
You did. And I was so excited for you. Now you know the secret that you can't see them until you see them. Then that's all you can see.
That's how I'm almost 50 and hello, I've never found a morel and I found two. I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. I don't, maybe it's just a Michigan thing, but
No, no, no.
I was celebrating. Sent pictures to all my relatives.
But you should. You should. And I'm going to tell you why. Because whether you're naturally sourcing your medication or your food, having it be a natural source that you find yourself, that's an instinctual point of pride. You know, everything in your body, everything in your genetics is like, yeah, we did it. This is
Yeah,
natural. This is exactly what I need.
it's
So it
screaming
is
for it.
something to celebrate because now it's a new skill.
I'm so excited. Like I praise the ancestors, old gods and the new, that I found 2 freaking mushrooms today.
I could make you a meal out of 2. I promise you.
They were kind of chunky. I don't spray chemicals in my yard, so
No.
I like to use the things that come out of my yard, like the nettles, the dandelions, the berries, all of it. I want to use those things for natural remedies.
Exactly.
And I grew for many,
Exactly.
many years. I was a farmer of cannabis.
That was some questions I wanted to talk to you
Oh,
about.
okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
actually, you brought it up, so let's kind of go
Okay,
there.
okay.
Now, I have seen where you had your setup, and it was a fantastic setup.
It was kind of good out there.
It really, I mean, I was like, dang, I could grow out here, you
Right.
know? You did that more when it was more medical cannabis than recreational, correct?
Correct. And so when the laws changed in Michigan, the prices dropped and it was just too expensive to keep the lights on, you know? And so we just grew a couple for ourselves and then even that got tiresome. So
It got a little expensive.
it did. So now we have a barn full of empty pots.
I'll borrow some. Oh, I already
You can
did.
have them all. You can have them.
Did you notice a difference though in your own grow versus what you can get in a dispo medicinally effective
Absolutely.
wise?
Absolutely. 100%.
What is the difference for you? What was better, your own grow or dispo?
My own
Your
grow. Yes. It was indoor. It wasn't outside. We used like reverse osmosis filtered water to water these things. Very natural nutrients and, algae,
100% organic.
all organic. And it was just so good. And
Right.
it was amazing. And
And were the effects for you medically stronger? Was
hmm,
it more helpful? That's kind of what I really want to know.
I think it was. And at that time, I was providing things for other people. I was making oils. Um, my landscaper guy, he ended up with prostate cancer, and I made him some super concentrate RSO suppositories, to be quite honest.
Hey,
And after 10 months, it was gone. His cancer was gone. And so I made those for him. My friend had a dog with tumors. I made stuff for the doggies. I wanted to use everything, like no part of the plant went to waste.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And
And when you're making the RSO, you use that whole plant.
I was not that great at it. Like I tried a couple times, but other people do it better than I do. I wasn't great at it.
That's why
And
you have a granny.
I thank you. And I thank you for all the RSO. And the sugar. My goodness.
And though, like I have to, and let's not really embarrass your husband, but I have to say one of the best thank yous I ever got was when your husband hurt himself. His effusive thanks meant so much to me.
Yes.
And we don't necessarily have to say, how he got hurt, but it was adorable. That's all I'm going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. 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 He had a boo boo.
He did. He really had a bad one. And oh, so the effectiveness of what you were making that was organic, and organic is really the real deal.
Yes.
The difference between that and the dispo, if you had, say, solar panels that could make it cheaper as far as electricity wise to keep those lights on,
Hmm.
do you think you would go back to growing for yourself?
For myself. Yeah. Absolutely. We had way too much in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
it happens until you get used to
Right.
where,
Yeah. I
yeah.
was like, oh, in Michigan I can have this many? I don't need nobody needs that much. I'm like,
Nobody
okay, now we're just showing off.
Yes.
We don't need this much. So
My husband learned how to clone. I was like, stop, man, stop.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we were doing. And I'm like,
He's
no,
the best cloner though. Like
yeah,
he's amazing. He's got 100% track record with clones. Like who can do that?
right? No, I can't.
All right.
I'm not that I got about an 88% track record. Like usually one or two will die. But I try my best. I try my best to keep the little planties alive. I loved growing because I felt
In Michigan summer, it used to be you could have 12 plants per person over 21.
yes.
And when you were just for patients, was it 14 was the limit per patient or was it still 12?
I think it was 12.
Okay.
But if you
And
had two patients in one household, you could have up to 24.
exactly. And now if you are growing it medically, you can still do the 12 plants per patient, I believe. But if you are just growing it for yourself recreationally here, the maximum you can have per person is 6.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Yeah, for recreational, the most you can have is 6 per person. And even honestly, I'm going to be honest, if you're really on top of your grow, if you're really on top of your grow, 6 plants is going to be a lot.
Yeah, 12 is a lot, and 24 is a field.
24 is a field. Yeah.
Right. So, I found growing
Yep,
was
summer.
medicinal for me. It was great. It was like grounding. I loved being with the plants. I loved trimming. I loved drying them. I loved playing in the dirt. Um,
I've
and
had people tell me when they have watched me work with my plants, they're like, it's like bonsai for you. It's so therapeutic. And I'm like, yes,
oh yes, yes,
the whole
pruning,
part of it can be
watering.
very therapeutic.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it. I really did. I'd go out there and sing and talk to the girls and, you know, keep them happy. They kept me happy and then I find nowadays that I can almost taste um like Napoleon Dynamite with this dispo smoke.
Yes,
I'm like, I think the flaw in this one is the cow got into the onions. Like, what is this? What is this? I
exactly.
can taste chemicals in it.
Yes, one of the things that Summer is with her Patients for Safe Access is they send in different stuff to, and they've been finding that in the medical cannabis that they've been testing in some of the papers, in some of the pre-roll stuff, um, toxins, like
Really?
actual, yeah, like pesticides and
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's
And
great.
so, oh yeah, so that's, you know me and I gotta have my girls in my life and everything. That makes me feel better. Um, because I know if it's happening in other states, it's going to happen. It's happening here too. We're just not hearing about it as much. I know a lot of the testing in Michigan, they concentrate a lot on the molds and the mildews and that's what they're
Yeah.
testing for quality control. I would like to see in Michigan some different numbers to see because like you said, you can taste it.
I
And
can.
someone with the experience of not just having it as recreational, but someone with experience in it as medicine. I think that when we use it as medicine, I'm not going to say we're more discerning, but we have to be careful. When
Well,
it's strictly our health and not just our recreation, we have to sit there and say, okay, this is what I'm putting in for medicine. What
absolutely.
else is in here?
And once you start making healthier choices for your body, then you're suspicious of everything.
Yes.
You know, you're like, I don't know about
Don't
that.
even get me started on white sugar, man.
Yeah.
It tastes like bleach. Oh,
I have gone to the same dispo for 10 years. And I love the people there. I love them. They find me the strains that I want. They
that you
talk to
need.
me. They all know my name. I love the people at my dispo so much that they have come to my home for birthday parties, barbecues. You know, they're becoming family.
But I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You should have that familiarity with your care provider. You know, especially in this type of a setting where they can say, "Hey,
Yeah.
yes, try this. Whoa, that's not going to be what you need."
Yes.
That helps you as a patient grow in what you can have as far as strains. It helps you grow as far as reaching out in a different direction with your medicine.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, God, that's so
100%.
valuable.
100% cannabis is medicine. And if doctors aren't going to listen, we kind of need to get louder.
I'm good with that.
In states like Michigan where we live, I'm very adamant about, you know, we're here. We're not hiding it anymore. And it's helping. And I'm not going to tell you, or you're not going to tell me to take a pill when there's a plant that will help me and I can grow it in my yard.
A plant that your very body and your genetics is programmed to know exactly what to do with.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't get better medicine than that. It is literally made for the human body.
Yes, it really is. And I couldn't be happier with my neurologist and my dispo and you and all the treats that you make me. And that's why I make you all kinds of treats back.
I'd love it. I wish everybody in the chat was my neighbor because you all would be so spoiled. Oh my God. It's a fact. Like, there's a reason my nickname is Granny Cannabis. I've been a lot of people's Granny Cannabis for a while, and to me, Granny Cannabis is right.
Got my merch on.
Being a Granny Cannabis is in my life educating people about marijuana, and someone who's in pain never leaves my house empty-handed.
Absolutely.
Exactly, Summer. Plant medicine was the only medicine. I've gone on and I've learned different cannabinoids that come from different plants, even.
Yes.
You know, than not just marijuana. They're looking into some other plants that they have found in South America. They haven't really named some of them yet, as far as giving them a name because they're new plants. But apparently they have cannabinoids in them that are almost exactly the same as THC, but it's not a marijuana plant.
That's awesome.
So,
Hopefully
and yes, go to
Ravage, wherever that plant is located, but I would love to
I think that's why they're keeping it quiet.
Right. They're like, don't tell anybody where this is.
They're like, it's in South America. And I'm like, where? Where?
Where exactly?
When's the party at Granny's house? Hopefully as soon as possible. That's what I'm trying to figure. I'm honestly trying to figure that out. Have a get together at my place. I mean, it is a farm and there's big wide open fields.
There's all kinds of room for activities.
There is, yes, and music.
Oh yes, and debauchery and shenanigans.
Well, I don't know about debauchery, but definitely shenanigans.
Okay,
Definitely
little
shenanigans.
bit of shenanigans. I hope, or I'm not.
You're always welcome for shenanigans. Bonfire at Granny's. There we go. All right, Pam. So your best advice, I mean, sticking with the same dispo, the same bud tenders, like Hippie was saying, that is really one of your best places to start.
Yes.
Um, when you're out and you're talking to your doctors about it, we all know doctors are not always, oh yeah, sure, do the weed.
Yeah.
What is your suggestion to others out there that really want their doctor to get on board? What's a good way to explain it to them?
Any pill that you accept from your doctor and put into your body is synthetic. Plants are organic. And that is what our bodies want, our bodies crave it, and our bodies heal from it. And there is no reason to give it man-made synthetic drugs. Now, anytime I've come in contact with a doctor who was not on board or 420 friendly, I got a new damn doctor. And like I said, I went through about 5 neurologists before I found the one I have now. And she's amazing. She really is. She's never.
So it's worth the search.
It really is. I would say if your doctor isn't looking at all options and just wants to write you a prescription instead of thinking about a plant, or, for God forbid, sunshine, go out in the sunshine, drink some water.
And any doctor that wants to prescribe you something for depression and does not tell you you have to have counseling along with it, don't listen to them.
Right.
I firmly believe that no antidepressant medication should ever be given without counseling or some sort of supervision.
I agree. Oh, good.
And even if you're using RSO or marijuana for treatment for your anxiety and depression, please reach out and seek that psychological professional. My psychiatrist and psychologist, like I went through, where they confirm this diagnosis for the insurance and that. So I was very fortunate in that my psychologist was very on board. And then my
That is a good thing.
psychiatrist, it was a great thing. He ended up literally saying to me, hey, RSO is doing for you what we couldn't get all these pills to do. Stay with the RSO.
Absolutely.
That's your win. And when you find a doctor that does that for you and is that honest with you, keep them.
It's true.
It really is. And it's hard to find, but boy, they are worth the search.
Yes, and I'm holding on tight to her too. She better not ever switch jobs or retire, because thankfully she's a little younger than I am, so maybe she'll outlive me. But I cannot imagine having a doctor that wasn't on my side and wouldn't listen to my words. I am telling you right now, I am not taking pills. And if, like I said earlier, if weed or tea doesn't fix it, I don't really want it. I don't want synthetic drugs. And every damn commercial on TV is, oh, you have eczema? Oh, your nose is stuffy? Oh my God, take this drug. And guess what happens?
Anal seepage.
Yeah, anal seepage, hysterical pregnancy. What is happening? What the side effects are?
Your nose will fall off after 5 days.
Right. Yeah.
Or like with my paralyzed stomach, and I know some people with MS have been prescribed different things, that they're a type of drug where if you start getting facial tics, oh, you got to stop it right away because that can become permanent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why? And I cannot understand for the life of me a medical person wanting to give you something that's going to give you facial tics and neurological issues.
Right. We're not judging you, but I guess it depends.
That was a good one.
Thank
That was
you.
a good pun.
Thank you. I just don't think you should have all those side effects when you just need like a cold medicine or,
Charles, Summer, thank you
come on.
all for being here. I think that we're at 9 o'clock and it doesn't seem like it was an hour already.
Oh, I
Does
didn't
it?
think I was even that interesting.
You are that interesting. And we've
Oh,
talked about a lot of great subjects.
we have.
See, I told you were fascinating. You just need to trust me.
Okay.
Honey,
I
you have
will.
an incredible story. You are so strong.
Oh,
Like, I'm just sitting here looking at you, and part of my brain is just going, I can't believe the blindness, the everything that you've gone through. And you're here with us, and you're
I'm
just
here,
as strong as ever before.
and I can see you.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I am probably going to have a follow-up interview with this beautiful woman in a couple of months. So you can learn what else she's learned, how she's growing in her RSO education, and all that fun stuff.
Cool. I better do something good between now and then.
You always do. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
THC and a cup of tea too. Lighten up your mind and your endo system. She's the queen of green, better not forget 'em. It's Medical Monday, pull up a chair. Granny Cannabis is always gonna care. From pain relief to feeling blessed, Granny's ganja wisdom is the best. Wow.